I had a dream once. Well, several dreams, in fact. All ghost hunters do. So, I suppose being the ghost hunter means I have more dreams than most. Within the special dream to which I am drawing attention here, I dissociated myself from the self dreaming it and became the man in it, not, as such, a ghost hunter at all, but an interested party in the side issues of such matters. He was asked to visit a few mansions in the Norfolk area of England, and coming from Clecton, he needed to travel from train via Colchester. The mansions themselves probably never existed outside of this special dream of mine. The Clecton man was an insurance official, a claims adjuster and a property valuer combined, and of course ghosts were capable of causing insurable damage to properties as well as affecting the value of such properties. The value of a property, in this context, went up or down according to the imaginative or sensitive temperament of any purchaser of it, of course. A yearning to see ghosts as some form of mortality blocker, or a feeling of terror at the thought of such things. To cut a long dream short, I still feel a frisson of disquiet at what transpired in this dream to the man in it, a man who was only similar to me by living in Clecton, as I do, and, indeed, I, too, once worked in insurance many years ago as a company pensions negotiator. Actuaries, whether in the annuity or life insurance business, in those days, I recall, yearned for or was terrorized by mortality blockers in equal measure. Still do, I guess. And, oh yes, I wrote the old story, Diggory Smalls, where a man takes a stunted dwarf into a series of interlocking attics in a mansion above the various floors containing rooms. The mansions in the dream were set side by side in an area of Norfolk that was little known. Not a terrace of mansions as such, but certainly a row, with an allotment between each one, tended by inhabitants of those mansions, vegetables for their own consumption. The area had seen better days. But the crux of the matter, as the insurance official discovered, was that all the mansions contained no rooms at all. They were constituted of a whole complex of interlocking attics, interlocking even with other mansions in the very top levels by dint of some upper crooked architecture that counteracted the gaps between these mansions lower down. The last thing I remember when cutting a longer dream short was being carried by this man through these dusty raftered attics, full of childhood's bric-a-brac, towards some force of nature that counteracted nature itself. Azathoth was a name somehow imprinted on my mind, as I struggled with the hatches between each attic, using loft ladders galore in what I can only call tessellated lattices, just with the use of my stunted limbs like small flippers. The man in this special dream eventually abandoned me up there, you see, and a version of me is still there seeking immortality, but being blocked at every turn. I need to dream the dream again to attempt rescue of myself. Or from myself. The trains are now on strike, though.